Joining us now, let's give a warm Georgia welcome. Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker. Good to see you.
How you doing? You doing all right? Hello. Wow. Hello there.
Well,
Hello there.
just for the record,
Yes.
I think you're loved.
Oh,
For the record,
family.
y'all didn't clap as loud for me. I'm just saying, but
Yes. That's family. Family. Yes.
let's do a quick.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick.
Yeah.
How many in this crowd think that Herschel won the debate Friday night?
Yes. Oh. Well, to be honest, I think Raphael Warnock think I won as well. So it is a big deal. Yes.
I don't think he'd admit it, though.
Yes.
You know, we had a conversation as friends. We've known each other for a long time. In my radio studio, we had push-up contests. I lost every one of them, and I can do a lot of push-ups.
Yes.
So I told you before you ran, I said, this is going to get ugly. They're going to attack you. They're going to smear you. They're going to slander you. And do you remember what you said to me?
No.
What you said to me is, Sean, I have fought my whole life, and they can do whatever they want, but I'm going to go and be a public servant for the people of Georgia.
You know, it's so funny. I have to though, and I say it like this: Georgia's my family, and right now I see a guy pretending to be a senator, and I hope everyone watched the debate because he came to the debate, I think, unprepared. And I think he got exposed, and now people see the differences between he and I. That I can start being a senator on day one, where he's still behind 2 years. And because those 2 years, we have high inflation, we have this border wide open, we have problems that's happening. And they continue to try to separate, but I'm here to tell him that it's time for him to go. And,
Let's talk about the things that you're talking about running on. Are we taxed too much?
We're way overtaxed. Right now we have high taxes, and then for them to hire 87,000 RS agents, those agents are going to come after everyone here. Anyone making less than $200,000, they're coming after you. Instead of having border agents, and you know, we didn't even get into that in the debate. He voted against 18,000 border agents. You know, it was in the bill. He voted against that. And you know, there's a lot of things that he's pretending that he did for Georgia. He didn't. And that's why I wanted him to be exposed. And I think right now, things are starting to come up. You know, you mentioned that at the camp. You didn't mention that he did a settlement, a cash settlement, so those kids couldn't talk. So they couldn't talk about the abuse that happened at that camp. But this race ain't about what he done in his personal life. Like, they can bring up my personal life as much as they want. It's about what he's doing to the people of Georgia. And I said, that is time for it to stop right now.
Well, I might have a slight disagreement because they've been going after you in your personal life, like with an unprecedented amount of attacks, and you've answered all of them. But here we have, in a domestic dispute, using a car as a weapon. I don't know about everybody else here, but I'm shocked he didn't get arrested. That was 2020. That's not that long ago.
Well, what's strange about it is, you know, I've been very transparent. You know, they can continue to try to bring up whatever. I've been very transparent because I'm very open. Because right now the people need to know the truth. The truth is I had problems years ago, but I've been very transparent and I came forward. Right now he sealed his divorce papers. He's hiding behind any court papers, not so the kids can't talk. And I want to say, if you're going to be a senator and be honest, that's the reason I told him, do not bear false witness. Don't pretend that you know the Bible and you say little scriptures, because I said don't use the Bible as convenience. And then he made a statement also brought Dr. King's name in it, which I thought was totally wrong. Dr. King has nothing to do with what he's doing at that church, and I thought that was totally insulting for him to do that.
Let me point out, in the crowd, let's give a warm Georgia welcome. Dr. Alveda King is here supporting you.
Yes. Yes. And you know, that's one of the things I want people to realize. All you heard was excuses from him. Right now, he's been in office for 2 years, and we got these high inflation. It is on his watch. Take responsibility, which he took no responsibility. Then he got to the point, wouldn't even answer a question. That tells you right now, who's prepared to be a senator? I said, I'm not afraid to answer a question. To be a leader, you got to stand up and be the leader.
The question, Ronald Reagan famously asked the question, are you better off than you were? I'll ask this crowd, are you better off?
Yes.
Now,
and they need to know this. If you vote for Raphael Warnock, you're going to get more and worse than what you're getting right now. And you need to realize that it's going to get worse than you're getting right now. That's the reason I said it is time for him to go, because he's trying to separate us, trying to divide us. At the same time, it's going to be government control. It's going to be government control. He even mentioned in a debate, Herschel, you're trying to get the government to run our lives.
Yeah.
He was totally confused then. He got totally confused. He didn't know how to debate anymore. So he got confused on it. And now he's out talking again. But that's all he's doing is talking, not doing any work for the people.
We have a 41-year high of inflation. Joe Biden just said over the weekend, oh, you know, the economy's doing great. I'm like, as usual, Joe doesn't know what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, 41-year high of inflation, record high gas prices, 70% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. And last week, the AP came out with a poll, 46% of Americans think that they are poor right now because of all of the economic wreckage that has been done in what, 20 months?
20 months. Well, think about this, and I say this. He's voted with them 96% of the time, but listen to this. So he either is a rubber stamp for Joe Biden or he has no clue what he's doing. Think about it. There can only be one or two. You're either a rubber stamp for Joe Biden or you have no clue what you're doing, because everyone has said Joe Biden is headed in the wrong direction, which means he's headed in the wrong direction as well.
So between the economy, energy, borders, law and order, our school system, crime, okay. Is there anything that he is advocating for that you find yourself in any agreement with, or are you going 180 degrees the other way?
Well, that's one thing he said is this election going to come down between he and I. And he's probably going to vote for me when he goes to the poll, because he realizes that that I'm the better man for the job. That's probably what it's going to come down to. So, you know, it is hard for me right now with everything that is happening to look and say there's something that he's doing well. You know, he started trying to get accolades by patting themselves on the back, but I can show you where it didn't help. What he's doing is hurting this country. He's hurting the people, he's hurting Georgians. And when that Inflation Reduction Act, I invited him to come down to do a debate over it. He didn't want to do it then. So he finally did a debate Friday night, and I'm happy he did it. So I thank you for doing it. Now everyone see that you're a fraud. You are that wolf in sheep's clothing that I've been talking about.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.